In fact, I should like to see it soon. Before our child comes.
Now.
Welcome to Miss Mojo, and today we're looking at our favourite Bridgerton book scenes that wrongly ended up on the cutting room floor.
I am simply enjoying the view of my ravishing wife and soon-to-be mother of my child.
Number 10, Daphne advises Colin. In Romancing Mr. Bridgerton, Colin's first port of call when he starts deciphering his feelings for Penelope is Daphne.
What are you both doing here? Did not think I would see you until tomorrow.
Your mother called us in early. Thought you might want some marital advice.
Colin instead talks to Anthony and Kate, and though their advice works, it's also very vague considering he doesn't bother telling them what's actually wrong.
What is going on with you and Penelope?
All is well between us.
The smell of fermented fruit emanating from your person would indicate otherwise.
But in the books, that's not what Colin is grappling with. He's conflicted because he thinks love should be instantaneous, like a bolt of lightning, and that's not how his love for Penelope has grown. Daphne is on hand to be his confidant, while in the show, Phoebe Dynevor did not return for season 3, though we can't blame her.
I do not wish to unburden myself to you two with your perfect marriage.
Oh, you think our marriage is perfect?
Was it not?
Number 9, Colin's journals. Now, we did, of course, read some of Colin's journals in the show, but book readers know that this whole scene is very different. Not only does he cut his hand with a letter opener rather than a shard of glass, but the content of the entry Penelope reads is actually about Europe's picturesque beaches, not the many women Colin seduced in Paris.
In those moments alone, as my fingers trace freckles from cheek to collarbone.
We also see more of his writing in the books, as he presents Pen with long passages about his travels in Scotland, which would have been great to include.
Pen, were you reading that?
No, I did not mean to.
You did not mean to pick up my journal and read it.
And the name of his book is different too. Colin's first book is called An Englishman in Italy, while in the show they named it Travelling with Myself.
It is better than I expected.
Are you old enough to read that?
Number 8, Michaela falling for Francesca. Like Julia Quinn herself, we're all for the gender flipping of Michael to Michaela, which is sure to add more layers to the Bridgerton universe and make it even more meaningful to underrepresented groups.
It gives me great pleasure to introduce
Michaela Sterling.
But it is a little odd that in the only scene that they've had together, it appeared to be Francesca who fell head over heels.
Every sordid detail John has spoken about me is a lie. The truth is far worse.
Admittedly, we're not seeing things from Michaela's point of view, but in the books, Michael falls for Francesca as soon as he sees her, which happens to be at her wedding to John.
And you must be?
I'm Francesca Bridgerton Kilmartin.
Michaela is not in attendance at the wedding, with the gender bend reveal coming at the very end of the finale, but it would have been nice to see Michaela's feelings blossoming first. Number 7, Felicity Featherington.
If we use our minds to read, there may not be enough wits left for the baby.
Mama must have read a great deal when she was pregnant with you then.
Now, this isn't a scene, but an entire character, who has never existed in the show. Readers know that there is a 4th Featherington daughter, the youngest, Felicity, and that she's a lot more palatable than Philippa and Prudence, and more popular in the ton than Penelope.
This is how I hear of my daughter's engagement. You hide out in your room all day, and you let me read about it in Whistledown.
But there's one great Felicity scene where Colin announces to the Featherington household that he wants to marry Portia's daughter.
Excuse me.
Mr. Bridgerton is here.
Mr. Bridgerton, what an unexpected delight.
I will not be staying long.
Despite the fact that he's just arrived at the house with Penelope, Portia assumes he means Felicity, and it takes a while for him to persuade her that he is desperate to marry Pen and doesn't care about Felicity, who's about the same age as Hyacinth.
And were you not so narrowly concerned over your own standing, you might see that Penelope is the most eligible amongst you.
Number 6, the sofa scene.
I know it does not look like much now, but once we lay out some of our furnishings and decorations.
It's true that Pollen do have a steamy scene on a sofa in the show, but this is an amalgam of 2 separate sex scenes in the book. In the book version of the sofa scene, they don't go all the way, though Colin desperately wants to and knows Penelope will let him.
I will always stand up for you. Because I love you.
They stop themselves though, and later consummate their relationship in Colin's room, in a bed. But with many fans feeling like there weren't enough racy scenes in season 3, we can't see the logic in combining these two scenes into one, when surely people would be more happy to see both of them.
You must tell me to stop if you do not wish for this.
I didn't wish for you to stop.
But Nicola Coughlan had said there's no truth to the rumours about there being extra deleted Pollen scenes.
Do I look a mess?
Yes. But you are my mess.
Number 5, The Curse.
You make it sound so easy. Nothing ever rattles you, does it?
Oh, I believe your mother would have quite a few things to say about that.
While we saw a lot of Anthony's trauma over his father's death, and he does believe that he shouldn't fall in love because he doesn't want to subject anybody else to the kind of grief Violet went through, it goes even deeper in the books.
What happened?
I don't know. Is it a bee? A bee, I think.
In the books, Anthony is convinced that he's the victim of some sort of curse, and that he's not going to live beyond the age of 38, the age Edmund was when he dies.
I'm so sorry that it was you who was with your father that day, and I am sorry for everything that happened in the days that followed.
He just can't perceive outliving his father, and finds it hard to come to terms with the fact that he's A, in love with Kate, and B, not actually destined to die in his 30s. And indeed, he lives far beyond 38.
And I would undoubtedly feel the same pain I felt all over again if I had to, because real, true love is worth it.
Number 4, Lady Danbury's Bounty.
Take a seat and enjoy this momentous day with me. What is it that we are celebrating? The demise of Lady Whistledown.
Queen Charlotte is not a character in the books whatsoever, and even Lady Danbury is nowhere near as essential, though we don't want to watch Bridgerton without them.
Oh, Lady Danbury. We are going to have so much fun.
Lady Danbury does play a vital role in book 4 though, because she's the one who puts the bounty on Lady Whistledown's head, not the Queen, as in the show.
Dearest members of my most esteemed ton, I hereby declare
that whoever brings legitimate evidence of Lady Whistledown's identity to the palace shall receive a £5,000 reward.
It makes sense that the Queen would place the bounty since she's so involved with the Whistledown mystery, but it's a shame to see Lady Danbury sidelined in one of the few books where she's integral to the plot. She also says she believes Penelope is Lady Whistledown much earlier, instead of saying this only after Pen has revealed herself.
There is only one person who loves the Bridgertons more than I.
You knew it was me?
I suspect it.
Number 3, Simon's stutter.
Why is he not saying anything? He's 4 years old, he should be able to speak.
He is quite advanced in his letters.
Like Colin's journals, Simon's stutter does appear in the show as well. We see a lot of flashbacks about his childhood and how he learnt to manage his stammer, though it does re-emerge 1 or 2 times when he's particularly stressed or upset.
What did you do?
It's much more present in the books though, even in his adult life, and is one of the reasons the Duke chooses to isolate himself from society.
Let us hear it, boy. Give me a word, a grunt. Talk to me, damn you!
He's so self-conscious of his stammer that he grows extremely antisocial and enigmatic, while in the show, he's antisocial because he's a notorious rake with no interest in the marriage mart.
Do not.
What is he doing?
It would be nice to see more of his stutter and showing it affecting him into adult life. Number 2, Anthony and Kate's wedding. While we did almost get to see a wedding in season 2, we still feel shortchanged that we missed the Cantony wedding.
You cannot imagine how charming our town in India is. It has been so long since I have ridden there.
I should like to see it.
This is because in the books, Kate and Anthony are made to get married after they're caught in a compromising position when Anthony tries to suck the venom from Kate's bee sting. We're not too sure that scene was changed, but it does mean that Anthony goes ahead with his courtship of Edwina, getting all the way to the altar until she dramatically discovers the truth.
Our child will always be a Bridgerton. But I should like them to know that they are a Sharma as well.
These changes ultimately served the story better, but we still wanted to see the wedding. After all, we got to see Daphne and Simon's wedding and Pollen's, and those were much more fraught.
I, Colin Bridgerton, take thee, Penelope Featherington, to be my wedded wife.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. Colin and Penelope first meet.
Do you remember when we first met? I was riding my horse, minding my own business, when I was assaulted by a devilishly yellow head covering.
It was not my fault the wind blew it clean off my head.
One of the most glaring omissions in Bridgerton is the scene where Colin and Penelope first meet. In Book 4, the prologue gives us a flashback of Colin falling off his horse after Penelope's bonnet blows into his face.
Oh, wind or not, you certainly seemed pleased when I landed in the mud.
I apologise.
Yes, and you were so very charming about it, teasing me, mercilessly in fact.
In the show, he merely recounts this as an anecdote at the market and at their engagement party, making fans even more annoyed that it was referenced but never shown. After all, the previous 2 seasons did show us flashbacks of key events, Simon's vow to his father and Edmund Bridgerton's death, so it's baffling that this scene wasn't included.
Most people, when they fall off a horse, are counselled to get back on it again. I say, stay down, for in the mud, you may happen to be blessed with your future bride.
It's a slap in the face considering what little screen time Polin had together. Let us know in the comments whether you want the Polin cut of Bridgerton Season 3.
Your writing. It's very good.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from Ms. Mojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.